lovely friends, welcome back. I still have my cold, but so far it's not affected my appetite. So we're gonna go ahead and look at yet another cookbook that I picked up. This was from another viewer suggestion. Now this one was really interesting to me. Written in 1960 by Bracken. This cookbook is seriously geared to people who hate to cook. She does not mince words in this cookbook. She knows that there are people, both men and women out there, who literally hate everything there is to do with the entire process of cooking. And she sympathizes with that. And so she dedicated this entire cookbook to recipes that are literally geared to people who couldn't care less, but they still have to eat and sometimes feed their families. So what are you gonna do when you're in that kind of a situation? You're gonna turn to this cookbook. Now, the 1960 version was a little bit pricey on Amazon, so I went ahead and got the 50th anniversary edition, which was re-released in 2010. Now, none of the recipes were changed, and certainly none of the things that she writes in here were changed either, which is really interesting because in her mind, cooking is right up there with childbearing and doing your taxes. So let's go ahead and try one of her recipes. I picked a really simple one just because that's kind of what she geared this towards. Just a simple dinner that you throw together and forget. So we're gonna make one entree, and she suggested just put a vegetable together with it from whatever you got in your freezer or sitting on your counter. She didn't care. So that's literally what I did. So let's go ahead, make this recipe, see how she does.
Pause here to write down what you'll need to follow along.
Okay, so like I said, this could not be simpler. I've got my pound of beef in the bowl. I'm going to go ahead and salt and pepper it before I start mixing everything together because, you know, germs. And we certainly don't want to contaminate our salt and pepper bowls. And then you just add your onion. And unfortunately, there's not really any other way to do this. You're just gonna put your hands in there and get everything really, really incorporated. And that's it. So usually with a pound of beef, I go ahead and I make 4 patties, or at least try to. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I'm gonna pat these out. I've already got my pan on the stove and turned on and nice and greased. So all I have to do is throw them on there as soon as I get these patted out. Okay. And that's it, we're done with this. I'm gonna go ahead and take you over to the stove. We'll get these cooked up. It seems really, really simple, but don't worry, there's a secret sauce. All right, so now we've got our patties ready. I've got my pan nice and hot. I'm gonna go ahead and add them in there and get these babies sizzling. All right, now we've got them all nice. Now I actually fry my hamburgers quite a bit because I don't want any pink in the middle whatsoever. So we're gonna go ahead and remove these, put them on a plate, and then we're gonna make our sauce. So to this pan, you're gonna add your cream, pour that right into the fat, and then you're also going to add in your Worcestershire sauce. Now you're gonna stir that up and get that nice and heated through. So we went ahead and let this simmer for 1 minute. And because this skillet is pretty heavy, I have a really hard time tilting it into anything. So that is why husband is going to take over and go ahead, and you're gonna take this sauce and you're gonna pour it directly on top of our plate of patties right there. Okay, this smells so good. I say let's just dive right in.
Sounds good.
Like right now.
It smells really good.
Because I love Worcestershire sauce, so I'm really actually kind of excited about this.
I really like the flavor. It's really good.
I do
It's got
too.
a lot of flavor.
Yeah. For someone that hates to cook, this is actually really good. I mean,
It's actually reminiscent, I think, of like a really good like meatloaf. Maybe?
yes, it is. Yeah, you're right. It's like a really good meat. It's just missing the ketchup,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
But
it's got a little bit extra kick that makes it where you don't really need the ketchup, I think.
oh, definitely. Yeah, because with the heavy cream, I mean, this is actually, I'm really surprised.
Yeah.
Because as simplistic as the recipe is, and sometimes those really turn out to be the best ones, this, I think, I would serve this for dinner at anytime.
Yeah.
And I'd be happy with it.
Yeah.
Now, I went ahead and paired it, just like Peg said in the recipe, she's like, just throw some sides together. Don't care what they are. So I had some potatoes I needed to use. I had some green beans. Now for the potatoes, I probably went a little bit more than what Peg would have done because I roasted them in olive oil and rosemary and salt and that kind of thing. But I feel like I redeemed myself with just using a steamable frozen microwave bag of green beans. Yeah, that you just throw, you're done. So that's exactly the kind of things that she would have recommended. If there's convenience foods and you hate to cook, go ahead and use them. Don't feel no shame about it. I mean, why should you?
Yeah.
There's people that absolutely hate cooking and there's people that love it. It's okay to be either one. If you want to take 5 hours to go out and pick your own green beans and reduce them in your pot and cook them, with some potatoes, great. I mean, I've done it. My mom's done it. They taste great. But if you don't have time and you don't want to take the time, there's nothing wrong with that either. And that's exactly what she's advocating. So this cookbook is really geared for people that don't want to take time in the kitchen because that's the last thing that they could possibly think of as anything fun to do. It just, and two, if you just don't have time. So this is also kind of geared towards like the one we did last week with the Working Girls own cookbook. This is also something you could use if you're working and you want to just throw something together really quick. I mean, I love to cook, but I'll still reference this because this was fast.
Yeah.
And it's good.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no complaints about it.
No.
So I would recommend this cookbook.
Okay.
I mean, it was really fun, and it's really fun to read her writing too, where she's just like, yeah, I hate to cook, get over it. I mean, it's like, and if you hate to cook, good for you. You're part of the club, you're in the team. Here's your recipes for, I mean, you can't eat out every time because, that costs too much or whatever. Here you go. Here's your reference guide.
Cool.
I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
So we're going to go ahead and wrap this up and eat our dinner. And next week is going to be kind of different. It's one of those, okay, I'm just going to give one hint and then that's it. It's a regional cookbook that we actually tried to find again and we can't. We can't find it for sale on the internet. It was just, I can't remember. I need to look at the date to make sure. I believe it was in the 1980s that it was published. And it was made for a very specific fundraiser for a very specific town.
I think that was like 5 hints, but.
I know. I think that was like 5 hints, but okay, I won't say it anymore. But just know that it saddened my heart that I couldn't find this in case somebody actually wanted to purchase it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just one of those things. It's, it's a history cookbook that never got reprinted. I mean, there's really nothing else you can do about it. So it's going to be a treat though, I promise. So we're going to look at that next week. Thanks for watching this week. Really hope you try it. Hope you get that cookbook. It's actually a lot of fun. So we'll see you next time. Bye.
If you like this video, make sure to hit the like button and hit the subscribe button for future videos. In the meantime, here are 2 videos you may enjoy. Thanks for watching.